Yeah.
Oh yeah, I definitely would say, and I know people like to say like pillars and stuff. Gail Kim is definitely one of the pillars of not just like TNA women's wrestling, but just women's wrestling in general. Because when we started seeing, because during them time periods that WWE started getting a little lackluster, and I even stopped watching around like I want to say '06, '07. I started going to TNA, and I'm just looking at all these different type of. But I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But
Yeah.
Gail Kim was one of those people where I'm just like, yo, at
She
first
helped that division.
I was like, why she's not in WWE? Then when I saw her like really perform, I'm like, okay, this is why she's not in WWE because she's a star here. I wouldn't leave either if I'm a whole star here and I'm literally building the women's division with of course with others like I can't even think of their names, but
Some of the other knockouts.
with the beautiful people and then
Right.
also awesome calm.
Roxy Laveau deserves to be talked about because I thought she
Oh
was
yeah.
fantastic as well. Like you said, beautiful people, awesome Kong.
Then of course,
Rosita,
so
Sarita, yeah.
yeah, so yeah, and then of course also when Mickey James came,
Oh yeah,
that shift.
I
But
seen
dang, I just would never thought. I would assume that she was just going to be Mrs. TNA. I have never.
Even though she's been like, oh, she still misses TNA, and nobody's going to take that away. I just wanted to
comment real quick. George was saying Gail Kim should be in the WWE Hall of Fame. I'm pretty sure they've definitely inducted people who have done less in WWE, like Sting.
We are not going to take that. Oh, whoa.
I'm not taking nothing away from Sting, but let me ask you.
But damn, he had a better run, and maybe was liked a little bit more backstage. But damn,
I like that. Jeffrey mentioned Victoria. Victoria was awesome too.
Yeah, Tara.
But my point was just to say Gail Kim didn't do a lot to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, but that's not. I don't think that's going to stop.
But that's not her fault.
I don't think they will. I don't think they will. I don't think they're going to induct her.
I mean, if Vincent Kennedy McMahon was still in charge, there would be no damn way in hell that she would get inducted.
Yeah,
but now that he's long gone, there's a chance that it might happen. Might not be now. Might be a few years in the future. We'll see. If not, you know what? They might have WWE, maybe in TNA, if they have their own ring, if they have their own Hall of Fame.
She's already in that.
They do. They do. I forgot what they call it because they do call it something.
TNA Hall of Fame.
I thought they made like a little funny name.
Listen, ROH does the same thing. They have their own Hall of Fame. The AEW doesn't have it yet. But after all that, we do get the match happening, which was a decent match. I had no complaints about it. And then we get Oba Femi coming out.
Ooh. And
he power bombs Javon Evans into the apron, and then he rolls out, and he can't even get in the ring to beat the 10 count, and Lexis King is still the Heritage Cup champion. And I'm just thinking to myself, damn, Oba, you really that bitter and really that upset because the young OG knocked your ass out that you had to take his chance of having a championship away. I'm like, really? Y'all wanted to keep this joke of a clown who, by the way, airbrushes that beard onto his face to be champion?
I'm so sorry.
That's his face.
Professional.
Can't unsee it.
That's an insult to the hacker.
But why does he have an ass face? Like, why?
Because that was the way that he was drawn back then, and that show has been going on for 23 years.
He got a whole booty shit. That man has a whole booty shit.
I'm gonna watch my face in my ass. Where are you
going? He definitely got that. He definitely like. I did like the hacker's voice, but I wish they had like them old school 1930s, 1940s. Yeah, saying because he definitely had that.
Scene. You thought he was gonna win this one. Hey, right, boy, scene.
But
that's how Lexis King does a promo. That's lit.
But after all the shenanigans, the lights go out, and then we see Trick. We see Olafemi stalking after Javon in the ring with the Dark State in the crowd, and then they start throwing hands. Oba cuts him off and power bombs him. And then Trick Williams runs into him and accidentally nails him with the trick shot. And I don't care if people say it's an accident. I ain't going to believe it's a damn accident from the way that he's been treating him. And then the referees come in to break everybody apart while the Dark State claps and watches all their chaos unfold.
Yeah, the clapping the clapping definitely pissed me off because I was like, that's the best y'all got. That's the best y'all gonna do.
Listen, these 4 guys are all bark and no bite. That's what they are. They're the dogs in the doghouse that act like they tough as nails, but when they get into a fight, they ain't gonna be able to prove it. And if they do, it'll be a miracle and a half.
Yeah, I was just like, nah. But yeah, I just don't even like. I don't like the name. I think that's my problem with Dark State. I just don't like the name.
I don't like the name either.
I don't.
Listen, creative has made questionable choices with names and storylines.
They don't even look like a problem. They don't even look they don't even sound like a long-lasting faction.
It ain't gonna. It probably won't be long-lasting, but who knows? It might be like another faction that we had during the pandemic era, whose name I will not mention because if I do, it's going to bring bad memories for everybody.
I hate the fact that how much I was trying to defend poor Mustafa. And
why were you trying to do that? Everybody knows that gimmick was absolutely horrible.
It was only because I liked Denta. It's only because I loved Mia. I've always loved Mia, and I like.
Listen,
Mustafa.
I understand, but
I was
I don't think she like the gimmick.
But the fact that none of them, besides Mia, is still in the E, it says something. Like,
but he's having a good ass run in TNA, so I don't think he's going to be complaining that much.
Oh, absolutely not.
Find for himself. And I would figure when someone leaves, there's the opportunity to prove themselves, and maybe there's a chance that he gets called back in WWE. But to actually answer Sed's question, I'm not sure about Taylor Wilde. I know she had a little.
She might be working backstage, or might be a coach or something. If she's not on TV.
I hope whatever she's doing, she's just in a good place. That's all.
And after all that craziness happened, we got the Meta Girls versus Gigi and Tatum Paxley happening, which I was just like, thank goodness we had another women's match because it was only going to be in the beginning and the end of the night. I was going to be very upset, and I know that several women's wrestling fans would have been very upset, would have been like, WTF, why? But match was good. And I will say both teams have great chemistry with each other as teams and against each other. I will say, although it is very freaky that it's basically just like looking at each other in a funhouse mirror in a way because of how similar they look and different at the same time.
God, I would.
And to answer you boys' question about Taylor Wilde, she had revealed in early of last year that she has stepped away from wrestling due to multiple personal life stressors as well as a neurological health issue.
Oh yeah, so she probably
send the positive energy her way.
Yeah, I hope she gets better. Yeah, that's no joke, and I definitely get like the mental stress and everything. It's like you don't want to go into, especially in this type of business, already having like mental stress and mental health, and mental health is like very important for me. I'm a certified life coach, so
love that.
So,
well, I'm just going to say I'm around people that do this every other weekend, and I talk with some of them, and a few of them have mentioned that they are thinking about stepping back and stepping away because they worry about getting older and having injuries and long-term problems because of it. And I wish them all the best and all of that whenever and if they choose to do it. But the match was good between the teams. I had no problem with it, and we're seeing why Gigi and Tatum are going to be the ones to try to take down Ash and Heather by Elegance on Thursday, which I don't think they're going to win, but they will put their best foot forward in trying to do so. And they did mention to the Meta Girls earlier that y'all keep getting title opportunity after title opportunity, and y'all keep blowing it. And there are people that are going to be that have been watching that are probably going to be like, why are the Meta Girls keep getting all these title opportunities and they just never win? And I'm just like, not for the cards of them, I guess.
I was just talking to my nephews about this, and I was telling them, like, I felt like if there was any time to put the championships on them was the Atlanta, Georgia show that they had. I want to say it was last year because everything just seemed to go together.
Oh yeah, that was this year.
No, that wasn't that long ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I am gonna lie. I thought that was when it was gonna change, but I guess they went with a different angle because of the whole Jay, Naomi, Bianca story and all that, and all that mess. So, what's up, Steve?
Listen, we gotta give our shout out to the future Mr. Stephanie Vaquer over here. Listen, there's a reason why I called him the future Mr. Stephanie Vaquer as opposed to a future ex Miss Stephanie Vaquer.
When you
that's someone else's gimmick, not Steven.
I'm not even gonna do it. I was gonna do it. I was gonna be petty. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna be nice today. I'm gonna be nice today.
Well, they don't want us to be nice. They want us to be petty, and they love it. But with the cemetery drive on Jakara Jackson, the one who always takes the pins in the Meta Girls, because, well, Lash is a strong, big black woman, and they don't want to make her look weak, I guess. But
I love the finish. I love the name of the finish. I thought the name of the finish was fantastic.
Yeah, I was about to say the finish. The name of it was dope.
Yeah, no, I thought that was cool.
I mean, it's a better finisher name than the hip no ties that they named Jadia Parker's finisher.
And I'm so tired of that. It reminds me like a my pun.
It's like if she's trying to do Toni Storm's thing with the hit with her booty, but it doesn't work because she's just running in the middle of the ring with it.
My pun game is crazy. My pun game is crazy because I definitely thought about it. I was like, it looks like a half-ass rear view, and I get that that's basically what the move is, but the effort in it is not giving. I hope she gets a better. She's more talented. She's more of a talented wrestler to have a better devastating finishing move. I feel like that's the only thing that's lacking from her.
She's a powerhouse. Give her a powerhouse finisher, and if you're gonna use that ass, use it with some power.
Yeah. Unless she needs.
What's next?
We got the D'Angelo family. Tony D wants some intel on the guys that beat him down, with the couple of people in the restaurant talking how the streets are talking a lot. And the family tells him to count on them. He tells Stacks to hold back for a moment, asks if he's good. Stacks says everything's fine besides the dark state. And Tony tells him that he's the underboss for a reason, mentions some high school memories about a gay card game that he rigged back then. He says that he's never going to forget what Tony's done for him. And Tony asks if he can always trust him. And he gets up, puts the hand on the shoulder, and tells him, "You can always trust me." Always. Which is the giveaway for a possible heel turn in the future. And everybody's going to boo the hell out of Channing. And then we're going to see some of that amazing heel work that he can do, just like he used to do when he was still unsigned as the mother lover, Jake Tucker.
Jake Tucker.
Oh man, Jake.
Wasn't that a movie? Everybody hates Jake Tucker. No?
Oh no, he's talking about. I know exactly what movie he's talking about. I think it was like some. I know.
Chris Tucker Must Die.
Was it Everybody Hates Jake Tucker? I know what movie.
No, it was Chris Tucker Must Die. That's the movie he's talking about. That's a classic.
John Tucker. That's it. John Tucker Must Die.
Yeah, John Tucker Must Die. I don't know why I said Chris, but.
Well,
no, it was John Tucker. He's right. It was John Tucker Must Die.
I wish Will slapped him some more. Honestly, I'm sorry. I just don't like that. Like I loved Chris Rock's stand up, and of course, Everybody Hates Chris is like just one of the greatest TV shows of all time, in my opinion. But the man be a sellout. The man be selling out.
Listen, some things happen, and sometimes you got to sell out, and sometimes you got to stand your ground and work your way up, and you will get to where you need to be. And speaking of that, we had the Motor City Machine Guns giving Hank and Tank a pep talk after their loss for the night. And Chris Sabin reminds them that everybody takes a different path. Everybody's progress is different. Alex Shelley tells them that there's different levels to these things, and you can't compare yourself to a team like us who have been together for well over a decade. And not saying it, but I feel like they're saying that there's a reason why their mantra, their slogan, their tagline is, "We're your tag team's favorite tag team." And Hank and Tank says that they're going to get there, and they're see them down the line. And of course, little fist bump, little fist grab and hug type thing. And then we get...
It was nice.
It was a nice moment. I felt like if one Miss Captain Shea Sawyer was watching tonight, I bet she would have been very happy seeing her number 2 men's professional wrestling watching. She would have been happy, and I was happy to see that too because he is on my list as well. But we have what would have made this gentleman over here very happy with all ego Ethan Page versus Andre Chase, and we get a surprise appearance in Ricky Sands coming out to be on commentary. And I'm just gonna say, if y'all are gonna do the picture-in-picture thing, what's the point of bringing out a guest commentator if we can't hear everything that they're gonna say?
Thank you.
The whole picture-in-picture stuff, I'm actually just over that.
It's annoying. It's distracting. The commercials are too damn loud. I don't want to. If you're going to cut
commercials are boring and long.
Cut the commercial. And Jeffrey, the fact that you say that they should have started an AEW is an insult because they would have been booked fine for a while, and they probably would have booked poorly after, and then Tony Khan would have gotten shitted on for it.
If anything,
at least. At least with the family, they won something. I feel like if they had went to AEW, they wouldn't have won anything. Because what, especially the current champs now, I don't see Tony D or the family taking that. If they went to AEW, I don't see them taking any.
With the machine guns? No, I don't see them.
No, I'm talking about Tony and the family now. The machine guns, like, they ain't go anywhere.
Oh, NXT. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with Jeffrey saying. I think they probably. I don't mind them on the main roster, personally. But yeah, I wouldn't mind them starting on NXT myself. But they told me we would get drafted to Raw or SmackDown in April. Okay, all right. So that's one of your NXT call-ups. Okay, cool.
I actually like that because I think it is their time. I think it is their time.
I think there's a lot of people that you could sit here and say that they should be called up because they've been in NXT for a while. But for Tony D, before he gets called up, something said was talking about speed up Stacks heel turn. He before he leaves, he got to finish that.
He needs to feud with Stacks at least once before he leaves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Or just be like,
good take,
in charge.
Good take.
Listen, they would have been fine with them being in NXT as well, but I think the impact it had for some of the people in the main roster would have been a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sabrina, you're good at this. I only know Rojo.
He's telling George to shut his mouth and to hug your cat because Stephanie doesn't want him, dog. He said, George, cállate la boca y abraza a su gato porque Stephanie no te quiere, dog.
The only part that I did not know, I think the only part I did not know is abrazo. That's it.
Abraza is hug.
Okay, because the other part I knew. I know Zela La Boca because that was like my favorite thing to say in Spanish.
Everybody's favorite thing to say in another language is the swear words.
I just wanted to sit here and say I knew everything that Steve said except the ending word. What's that last word?
Dog.
Oh.
But speaking of dogs, Ethan Page fed Andre Chase to the dogs by beating the crap out of him for a while. Of course.
Loved it. Yes.
We also did get Andre Chase getting some moments, getting some licks, and he was he was fighting, doing the whole chase you thing, and he did it halfway through. Ethan Page stopped him. And I'm just like, if y'all are trying to do the whole chase you is dead thing, why don't y'all give him different music? If eventually y'all are just going to bring the gimmick back somehow.
Let me tell you something. No,
I feel like
no. I was promised Chase U would be closed, shut down, finito, Kmart, Cowdor, never see it again. And then, we're getting teased for some Chase U, this defunct university where Andre Chase was drinking and gambling. I am earplugs, baby. I'm really upset about this. That this tease about Andre Chase is coming back. Does anybody want this? Show of hands. If I can see one.
I don't mind it coming back.
I don't mind them coming back.
Only because it was a very popular thing. It's fun when people are there watching and they're going along with it.
This is the beauty of the wireless headphones. Stick me to the way. Hold up. There we go. There we go. Now my cat is
I love you, partner. But
I love you so much. Now my cat is dizzy.
But I will say that match was good. And I kind of feel like with the way that they're going with Andre Chase is they're doing the same thing with him that happened with Baron Corbin when he became bum-ass Corbin. where he lost all his money, was down on the dumps. The outfits are even similar to what's happening right now. And the ironic thing is that Baron Corbin became Happy Corbin by gambling money in Las Vegas. Meanwhile, Andre Chase became Bum Chase by gambling their money.
Yeah.
Look at that. And this is what we want back in the school systems?
I totally
don't look at me. I'm not the one that's saying it. But
I'm okay with Chase you coming back, but they can't have the same.
I can't believe this portrayal by the both of you
They
guys.
can't.
I personally feel very hurt by one Frecklesensei. I messed it up. Frecklesensei and one Sabrina Estella. I don't mind if Chase U comes back. What kind of nonsense is this? And George, you're nothing but a follower. You've never thought for yourself. You can't stand up for yourself. That's not even an original idea. Matter of fact, top 3 unfunniest thing of 2025 and leading for 2026. Unfunny, George. Take it away, Sabrina Estella.
I was just about to say, in wrestling, most things don't stay retired. They eventually find their way coming back. But with
Bill Goldberg.
And Ric Flair in indie wrestling. But via the twisted grin with
Ethan Page.
Now with Ethan Page turning it basically, I wouldn't be surprised if for Halloween Havoc, if he came dressed out as the Joker with how crazy he is.
You know?
I mean, with the twisted grin finisher name, you automatically think of the Joker.
It fits him. I feel like you're on something. I like that. Can we please get that? Can we please get more wrestlers dressing up during Halloween Havoc? Like, I get some of them. You know, this is why I love Shotzi, because Shotzi played into all of it. Like, she put her soul in it. She
loves Halloween and shit like that, so that's why.
I feel like she should always be the guest host.
Can do that since they're there, and they love stuff like that too, which is why they became Chemical X with Shotzi.
Them sneakers was clean.
But after all that, we get Sean Spears coming out and laying Ricky out with the belt while the rest of his colting stand by. And then we have Dark State on a Twitter video. And then we have a Twitter video from Dark State saying for us when they say that nobody's safe when they strike. It's like, when are y'all going to strike again? Because right now y'all are looking weak. Like that was just a one-time thing.
It did. I ain't gonna lie. It did come up. It did came off like this was just a one-time thing. We just gonna be in the background a little bit, and that's it. Because y'all doing a lot of chit-chatting, but I don't see no action.
All bark, no bite.
It's just all bark, no bite. My beautiful Chihuahua that's laying passed out on my bed. I don't know why he think that's his bed, but my beautiful Chihuahua has more bite.
Dogs do that.
My beautiful Chihuahua has more bite than Dark State at this point.
I think most Chihuahuas do. Speaking of those that have more bites, we have Trick Williams being interviewed, and he said, like, with what happened, asking, like, what happened with Javon, what was that? And he said that Javon was just collateral damage. No, correction, a distraction from the fact that he's the man around here. He's supposed to be NXT champion, and if Femi can find him right here next week. He's asked about the Dark State, and he says, it ain't none of my damn business, basically. And I'm just feeling like, Javon had a point.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since he lost that damn title, he's turned into a madman obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do most former champions turn into madmen and or women obsessed for their titles again?
It's about that status.
Just like, why do heels turn baby faces? Why do their promo skills all of a sudden get weaker? Why do their in-ring awareness all of a sudden goes completely away with every shenanigans of buffoonery that happens? Like, they used to do that stuff. Why do they got to fall for it almost every time now?
Right, like you already did it, so you know.
Like you've already did all this buffoonery. Why y'all got to fall for it now?
Man, yeah, I agree. I hate when I hate the clueless baby face. I hate the clueless baby face trope. It gets redundant. It gets old. I get it. It's one of wrestling's longest term thing when it comes to kayfabe, but it's getting old. It's like, come on. That's why I enjoyed. And I know we're talking about NXT, but that's why I definitely enjoyed what Cody said last week and this week. How he just been really gunning at Cena. Like, I wish all baby faces I wish all because Cody is a pure baby face. I wish all baby faces had that get up about them. That just that you know what? I know how to do this for the people, but fuck this. I'm doing this for me. Because you know why? Fuck you. Like I love that. I loved it when Cody basically said everything but fuck you. Well, and that's my statement.
Right? But, well, I mean, right. He did say it before, and then he got his ass handed to him by John Cena.
Yeah.
And then the whole world had a heartbreak.
I do feel though, Cody getting his shots in and whatnot, and I mean, real quick here, we have a Raw review show on Monday, so you can check the guys out. But I sit here and say Cody's getting his shots in. That's only because Cena hasn't said anything, and you know when Cena gets ready to say fine speech, you're cooked. So I still sit here and go like, yeah, he's getting his stuff in here. Only because
I don't think Cena is going to talk at all.
I think
he might let his fist do the talking at WrestleMania.
Right. I don't think he's really.
But I think that's poor. I think that next week. I mean, we got what 3-4 weeks going into it. I think he has to say something at some point because this is going to get old quick. And I already feel like when did he turn heel? 2-3 weeks ago, maybe. And this is supposed to be a big deal, and the follow up has been very weak. So
I agree. The follow up has not been what I expected. This is definitely giving more like, dare I say it, this feud is giving more of like AEW-esque because it's not that much of a story. It's not a much of a storyline between the two. It's just unfortunately Cody is the champion, so John is targeting whatever champ that was just there. Like it's really, this feud is really more Cena versus the fans than Cena versus Cody.
Yeah, nothing else we can say.
What else we got?
Yes, Cody Raheem Rhodes.
Well, after all that, we get the main event with Stephanie Vaquer versus Fallon Henley for the NXT North American Championship.
Oh no, he's doing more other stuff still.
And all I'm going to say is with this that Stephanie's doing, it gave me flashbacks to the 2019 Royal Rumble when Becky had her match against Asuka and then inserted herself into the Women's Rumble match because Lana was injured and then taken out by Nia Jax. Went in at number 30 and wound up winning the whole thing, pulling a double, even though it wasn't for belts that night, both times. But match was good chemistry between both of them. Shenanigans and buffoonery was happening with Jasmine and JC, as they do. And there were moments, of course, with Fallon going for the lower back and all of that. And Fallon was about to do the same thing that Stephanie does that makes Booker T make that god-awful noise that makes me want to cringe every time I hear it now. But he got what he wanted, and Stephanie did it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I get that noise out of my head tonight because I already had to hear it in the beginning and the end of NXT.
Dude, I had to listen to that with my mother braiding my hair, and I'm sitting there going like, "Oh, great! Now she's gonna take wrestling away from me." And I'm in my.
I mean, Corey did tell
Mick, was that moment.
Did tell Booker that he's gonna have to that he can just take a cold shower tonight and he'll be all right.
This is always that moment where you tell people like, "No, wrestling is cool. It's not crazy, mom," and then they show this. And it's like,
You sound like when Chris Van Vliet talked to The Undertaker about how it was his fault that he wasn't allowed to watch wrestling in his house because his dad walked in on having Stephanie or Lita hung up on that thing.
Oh, yes. And when Stephanie was on that, yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah?
And then he's like to his dad, wrestling's fun. It's not always like this is just a bit for tonight. He's like, nope, you're not watching it again. Bam. But clearly he didn't listen, so.
It's always that one thing. Yeah.
Yes, it's always that one thing. But a couple of distractions. Jasmine Nix does her Nix kick. And of course, I like that they don't do the whole you get distracted and hit, but you don't. But when you get hit, you get after the distraction, you get attacked and you take another attack right away. No. I like that they're not doing that trope. Y'all can get rid of that trope, but you can't get rid of the whole heel turned baby face falling for everything type shit. Sorry, Jar. But after the SBB, which I will look up what that stands for as far as for Stephanie's finisher move, She wins and retains the WWE Women's North American Champion, the NXT Women's North American Championship, and is still our doble campeón, because someone did have a sign in the background saying that.
That's dope.
Double champion.
Okay, that's it. Okay.
Oh, okay. We got a new name for Stephanie now.
I mean, they chant La Primera, which is easy to say, even for those that don't really speak a lot of Spanish. It's just not that easy for non-Spanish speakers to say doble campeón without sounding like a white person speaking Spanish.
Doble campeón.
Which are termed for people that talk for white people in a lot of Spanish-speaking languages are gringos.
Oh yeah. When I went to Mexico, I definitely heard
I used
a
to
lot of
think
that gringos.
Now you know what it means.
I used to think when I used to play Mario Kart 64, I swear I thought Luigi was saying gringo, but it was saying bingo. So now I know.
Well, I mean, Italian and Spanish are similar in language, so.
Anyway, now Luigi just says gringo. Real quick about this match. I thought the match was fine. One of the things I did like, I just wanted to throw this out here real quick. I liked in the beginning that they did talk about other people who were double champions, talking about Seth Rollins, what was that, 2015, Becky Lynch in 2019, and made it a big deal and made it came off like there's a possibility of Stephanie dropping the title. And now, did I think that Stephanie was going to drop the title to Fallon Henley? No, but there was still a small part of me that made me go, but what if now? You know, because it's a lot of the champions, they lost the main championship, right? Like Seth, he lost the United States Championship, but still kept the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
Becky, I mean, she held 2 women's titles, and they were going to give that title, one of the titles back to Charlotte. I believe it was Charlotte that took the title from her. So it made you give you that thought, but yeah, no, I thought it was pretty cool that they kept Stephanie. And one of the thoughts I have is Stephanie is going to be a double champion for a bit, and she's going to drop the championship, and it's going to be interesting because you had Jordan Grace come out, you had Jadia Parker come out, and then these girls, all these girls want a shot at Stephanie.
Same time.
I see Stephanie. If I'm booking on my prediction here, is that Stephanie's dropping at least the North American Championship.
Oh, she's absolutely going to drop
it
in the future.
She has to.
Because I mean, I just have a couple things to say, and this next part might make this one very happy for what I'm about to say. And this person said their full first name to them while talking. Mr. Victor Joseph. When talking about the Women's North American Championship belt, you're talking about legacy and how great it is and the champions that have held it. And I'm just thinking to myself, they haven't had the belt that damn long. There's only been 3 champions currently.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to say, for the women.
Y'all really think they're going to drop it to someone else who's already held the belt and be a 2-time NXT Women's North American Champion again? We don't need that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they did bring up Julia talking about like she's probably watching and seeing, like trying to figure out what's going to happen to her friends and all of that. And now people know why the belt was given to Julia, because health issues and visa issues.
Oh.
Damn.
So because of that, they had to drop the belt. And then backstage, while the shenanigans are happening, we get Ava with the rest of the women's division talking to her, all trying to grab a title opportunity. Lola, Kaylani, Izzy, Zarya, Soul, everybody. And I was just thinking, I'm just waiting for this woman to say, all right, we're going to have a women's rumble match to have a number one.
Yeah.
The winner is the number one contender for the belt. So y'all can shut up. And she's just like, I'm trying to think of a solution. I'm going to come up with a solution. I'm going to say it, but y'all aren't listening. So then it cuts back to them in the ring. And then we see Stephanie staring up at Jordan and holding her belt.
Because she's tall, right? What I would like for them to do at Stand and Deliver, because I think the women's title match should be 1-on-1, but for the North American, I would like for them to do a 5-way, something that Wesley did, I want to say like 2 years ago. I think that would be cool because you could get some of the girls on that match. You get them on the card. So I would kind of like that more if we were doing. And also, too, if you just want to have it where Stephanie drops the championship and you don't want her to be pinned, there's your out right there. So I would like to go in that direction if we're doing that.
It still makes her look strong. It still makes her look strong, and then she still can say that. And then Stephanie still can say that she's still the NXT champion, regardless.
And then you also think about this, like, eventually it's going to catch up to her. She's doing all these double duty things. It's going to catch up, and I could play into.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I would like that if I would like if they did that.
Listen, they didn't have to give Stephanie both. However, circumstances happen. Julia has some injuries and also has some visa issues that she needs to work on if she hasn't already. And they dropped the women's championship belt onto Stephanie. However, she's not going to be the NXT North American champion
for a long time.
Longer. She's going to drop it to somebody at some point. Who will it be? I don't know. Maybe Lola, maybe Carmen, maybe Izzy, unfortunately. Maybe Cora will get her shot to be a title championship holder finally. I don't think it's going to be Fallon because she had just lost it, and I don't think they're going to do it if it's going to be in the history. Kaylani, Fallon, Stephanie, Fallon. It'd be too close too soon.
Yeah.
I want to say to answer some of these things right here. Ty, he says Stephanie needs to move up soon and clean house. I'm pretty sure they would love her to be on the main roster, but I
feel like she wants to work on her craft down here as well as practicing her English even more because, like she said before, English isn't her first language. She said on the Bully Ray podcast that she's had to practice because it's not her first language, but she's making do with what she can.
I just wanted to follow up with it. It's just to say that I just don't think just put the person on the roster to put them on the roster. Wait until you see a slot open for her because I think she should be a priority when you do have her up there.
Bingo.
I wouldn't do that.
Listen, they've called people up from the main roster and put them up in Raw or SmackDown. Blair Davenport was put up in the main roster. Where is she?
But see, that's the thing, though. I don't think Blair Davenport was ever a priority for them.
That's my point.
I don't think she was ever.
That's my point.
And that's no, and I do want to say there's no disrespect to Blair Davenport because I was telling my nephews, with these mid-card championships, I think she would have been a great U.S. Intercontinental champion. I think that would have been a great fit for her.
That's the thing. I felt like they called them up a little too soon before they made these belts for these women because then they got let go. And it's like now there's better opportunities. I mean, technically up there, they got 3 mid-card titles, but I don't think they count the Speed Championship as a mid-card because they're not allowed to mention it on TV.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Who are the men and women Speed Championships for everybody? Do y'all remember?
I'm not going to lie. I don't even.
Is it still Andrade?
No, Dragon Lee won it.
What the? That's
Dragon Lee won the belt.
That's why we extend him.
I don't follow
and Candice LeRae is still the women's Speed Champion.
I feel like where they dropped the ball at was
hashtag justice for Candice. I will say that now and forever because she is a great talent.
I will
and very underrated.
They dropped the ball with not announcing them as Speed Champions when
they're not allowed to bring it up on TV. They're not even allowed to bring the belt. That's the problem. Like I've said before, congrats Triple H. You gave Candice a title. She just can't bring it on TV and is not allowed to talk about it.
Honestly,
basically, he said, "Look, I love your husband. You already know that. So
here's a belt to keep you happy.
Right? Here's a belt.
One condition: can't talk about it on TV. You
can
talk about it on Instagram. You can talk about it on Twitter, just not on TV."
That's why I was glad Ricochet left because I was like, I was one of the ones definitely was trying to make it like it's a big deal until Trips and TKO was like, this really not a big deal. We just doing this as a consolation prize.
Well, I mean, they're doing that. They got this deal. They got this deal with X, and that's all it is. It's a deal with X, and it makes them happy. But for a lot of people like us, I'll speak for myself. I don't really care because I'm not going to go on X to watch a wrestling match on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have not seen that one.
I have no. And I've even mentioned Speed on it, but no one really. Like it's just not a priority. That's
nobody remembers.
And then it's in the middle of the week. It's in the middle of the week, the middle of the time. Like we're not finna just wait. We're not finna on a random Wednesday afternoon gonna watch.
Listen, I know that they don't play this on Tuesdays, but I'd rather watch when NWA puts NWA Power on and they put it up on Tuesdays before NXT starts.
Exactly.
No, there was a question I wanted because it's getting late and I did want to touch on some of the things that some of the people in the chat because George was asking something about Julia when she comes back. Should she be a face or a heel? She's coming back to NXT. I think she should go full heel. I mean,
why not?
Because with Stephanie, and you can see that they really putting the rocket on Stephanie's back. I think bring Julia back, let her be the heel. let her be the antagonist. She can even sit here and say, like, when I lost, you guys cheered and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's typical Hill one-on-one, but I would have a.
I mean, her moniker is what? The Beautiful Disaster?
Yeah.
It
Or
is.
the Beautiful Madness. Let her say that disaster, that madness took her over. And now she's full-blown villain.
You know what I love about it? Because it just sounded like the symbiote took over. I love that. Let's go. Let's go.
It got to me. It's just...
You're trash, Brock. That's a Spider-Man 3 reference. I'm
weak. I look. I try to erase Spider-Man 3 out of my memory. The only thing that I remember, the only thing that I like to remember from Spider-Man 3 was, one, the black suit went hard, and two, that little stupid ass dance. That's all we did. Like, I saw that. I was so let down in that movie. Oh God, I was so let down in that movie.
And the last, not last thing, because I know we're gonna do some plugs. George asked if anyone got a link, because I don't have TNA on TV, but this week JC Jane is gonna be on. Send me a link so I can watch the match. But my thoughts about it, George, was that
as far as I know, the only way that you would be able to watch it is TNA Plus, where you pay $9.99 a month for it.
I'm tired of everyone trying to take my money. I'm poor.
I know.
Seriously,
we're all poor. I'm aware.
I had to do something that I thought I would never have done in years.
I mean, you could always use one of those sketchy websites that people watch on live stream too. Which
look, and I tried it today, and it kept freezing, it kept buffering, it kept. And
see, that's the stuff I'm
about to just give me.
I mean, neither do I, but it's the only way that I will be able to watch it that I don't have to pay over almost $100 for YouTube TV.
No,
but I'm gonna give my.
I'm gonna get an antenna. I'm getting an antenna
first. I want to thank Jeffrey, because he's my best friend. He shared the a clip of this because he knew I didn't see it and he knew it would make me happy. Thank you for that, Jeffrey. And I feel bad for Slamovic. You know, she's gonna get dominated on Thursday. JC's gonna bring the TNA Knockouts Championship home where it needs to be. So you're asking how I feel, George. This is great. I will DM you later this week when JC wins. And there we go. And eat Brussels sprouts. I don't know.
Well, I mean, apparently Julia made a girl bleed as a heel, so there we go.
Oh.
Toby slapped the shit out of Mary Jane.
I remember that. That was wild.
Mary Jane was kind of an asshole throughout the whole movie. I'm sorry. Like
all three. Honestly, all three.
Yeah.
He should have dated. He should have dated that foreign exchange
Ursula.
lady.
Her name.
Yes,
Ursula.
I loved her.
Ursula. She gave him cookies. Cookies.
Listen, cookies are way to my heart. You make me
all the time. Like it was like a one-off thing. The man kept getting unlimited cookies. What more did you want? What more did you want?
Hold on, and not for nothing too. Mary Jane throughout this movie, we're gonna end the show because this is not the Spider-Man 3 review. But in Spider-Man 2, she says, "Oh, Peter's a big jerk because he didn't see her shitty play." Right, because her shitty play is bringing people together. World peace, United Nations. Fuck out of here. Ooh, I'm sorry. Is that my first one? That's my first one.
There in the swear jar goes, but that's fine. I've said like 4 or 5 tonight, so.
I'm so sorry. Slamovic is going to get owned, George. You have no idea what you're talking. George just started watching wrestling yesterday. His favorite wrestler is Jinder Mahal. Please stop it.
Hey, look,
anybody who says their favorite wrestler is Jinder Mahal, leaves WWE. Jinder Mahal needs
no disrespect to Jinder Mahal because he's much bigger.
Right, we're not trying to hinder the gender, but come on, it's gender.
Listen, the way they wrote him, the way they
like Jinder cookies.
The best.
So, Angel, I'm gonna just say I plead the fifth on this question. I plead the fifth on this question.
Ouch.
It's a mystery.
But that's the show. We want to thank you guys. It is almost midnight. But
Girl Scout Samoas. Girl Scout Samoas. I would do crime. I would do crime for 10 boxes of Samoa. If it wouldn't be no first 48. If they put me in first of all, they put me in a questioning. I'm snitching on everybody because I ain't going to jail. But then you give me 2 boxes of Samoas, I'm throwing everybody on the jail. I'm gonna say he did it, she did it, his grandma did it. I got the addresses right here, right there, everywhere. If you want to get their uncle too, because he be in on the scheming and stuff, we bring them all down for some Samoas and my freedom. Oh yeah.
Chocolate chip cookies for me, especially a good chewy chocolate chip cookie.
You know,
especially if it's freshly baked and you having like some milk with it.
Yes.
You know what's some really good cookies once upon a time? I don't eat
Or
cookies
Oreos.
Like the Chip Ahoy's, but they were the extra chewy ones. It's the one in the red bag.
Yeah,
yes, the red. Yeah, the red. Yeah.
I made mini ice cream sandwiches with that once upon a time ago.
Oh, shut up, George.
You know you know what he likes to do.
Cookies and cream. All right.
Yeah. George is just
3, 4. Hey, I just had.
Listen, UPR Rivalry of the Year.
And they're on the
Here we go, George. Because he can't carry this rivalry by himself.
Jeffrey brought up a good one, Famous Amos. Oh, those were so good.
Dang, that's a classic.
I forgot about those.
That's a classic.
Everyone point out their favorite cookies.
Who the fuck likes them? My bad.
Damn good, Chris. Damn.
Because who? I've never met
the
one
vanilla
person.
Oreos.
I've never met one person that oh, he's so adorable. Well, I've never.
I can hear him.
I can.
I don't know why he's so upset. I'm trying to get him up, but he keeps walking around. But Sabrina, Estella, why don't you tell the lovely people? Because we have a lot. There's something.
Picture. Yes, there is something for everybody, and I'm just quickly going. So on Mondays at 6, we have the Mike Knox Show, the show for the intelligent wrestling fan, as well as the Rated R Raw review on Mondays at the Raw. The NXTrio on Tuesdays. AEW All Elite Women and Friends reviewing AEW. Top 5 and/or prediction shows on Thursdays. So be on the lookouts for whenever we do that. And then you have the SmackDown Penitentiary Friday Night SmackDown reviews on Saturdays with the Z is Silent and Vic the Mark, the SmackDown Wardens. And you have the Collision review with Mad Dog at their Collision on Saturdays with Mad Dog Kelly.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to plug a picture of cookies that I grew up eating as a kid, which
the Goyas.
These are so good.
I've had those. So fun fact, when I deployed, my first deployment was at Afghanistan, and the people that we was under was from Puerto Rico. Now, I ain't like most of them because they were a little racist, but the ones that did like me, I appreciated all the food that they bestowed upon me. And it was definitely the cookies. Like sweets and deployments just go hand in hand. Like if you don't smoke cigarettes, you can't drink when you're deployed. But if you don't smoke cigarettes and you don't do all that other type of stuff, for me it was cookies and jelly beans.
All right.
But let's do some quick plugs. So I have my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Camera.
One more. We're almost done. We were gonna plug that. You want to take
this?
I mean, I don't know every review show that's on here.
I'll take the cover.
You might have to do it again.
Tomorrow, we got Daredevil tomorrow at 7:30ish. I'm gonna actually stay up and watch these 2 episodes, so that's fantastic. And the Wolfpack, y'all got some stuff here. What do you got going on?
So like we said before, we moved past the Supermans and everything. It was great. People were shocked about some of my takes, but we're doing Blade, the one, the only, the person that catapulted. I'm gonna keep on saying I get X-Men, came out, but this one came out back, and we're reviewing all 3 Blades. So catch us each and every week. We're going to be reviewing Blade 1, Blade 2, and Blade 3. Please pray for me because when we review Blade 3, I'm going to go off. I'm going to have to already prepay for a swear jar because Blade 3 was terrible. Triple H should have never been in that movie. I feel so bad for him. But we're doing that on Thursday nights. Please catch us. Please like, share, and comment. It's the Wolfpack Trio, baby. The best trio in all of entertainment. You have me. You have me. You have Vic Damone Jr. And then you have the unforgettable, undeniable, the tribal chief of Unpopular Review, Mike Knox, with the 3 X's. Take that, Rock.
But I'll sit here and say, real quick, let me plug these other 2 things. Jesus, computer, work with me. Okay. That's it. There's the challenge that's coming on tomorrow, I believe, around 9ish. I know that the Federation Tuesday they're back. I'm not sure exactly what they're reviewing, but they are reviewing some stuff. And on Thursdays at 8 p.m., you can catch the husband and wife show.
Yes.
I forget what they're doing. I think it's Power
that
they're reviewing.
Yeah, they're doing Raising Canaan, the latest season. I actually need to catch up because I've been slacking.
And the last piece that I got for you, one Frecklesensei, is Starship Troopers.
Oh, Starship Troopers.
Popular review. I just want to say real quick, and then we're going to do our plugs and then go home here. You said you guys are the best trio. Honestly, that trio can run because we walked. Oh, that's how the saying go. I might have butchered it all up. I don't care. All I'm saying, the original trio for UPRE was one BadGuy Jack, Victor, and C the Superior. Vic is going to have to make a choice. Or we're going to have a tag team ladder match. And trust me, Vic,
Vic.
Yeah, Vic on the pole. We're going to pick Vic on the pole. He's going to be hanging like this the whole time. And it's just good. We're going to see who can get Vic off the pole. And trust and believe, I've gotten a lot of people off poles. I know how that sounds, and I'm not clarifying nothing.
Anyways, we have our own products that we're going to plug because we have no shame whatsoever, but we can because it is our product. But I have my YouTube channel, The Unofficial Cameraman, where you can watch matches happening throughout Central Florida and occasionally South. I put some up a while ago, so give those a watch.
Yes, please do.
And then you have.
Take the floor.
Okay, so of course
I'm on that team, you fool.
Listen, UPR rivalry of the year 2025.
For real. So I have, of course, my Twitch is my same handle. Also, you can follow me on Threads now because my Threads has been kind of lining up with Marvel Rivals gameplay and me just ranting about Marvel Rivals in general. But those mostly my main two things. And also, if you are in the Atlanta area come the first week of April, there is a great promotional wrestling event from Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment. It will be, and unfortunately we couldn't see him this past Sunday because he had an AAW event, but the GCW, Georgia Championship Wrestling champion Carly Bravo. You've seen him on AEW. You've seen him on Ring of Honor. You've seen him everywhere. Because you know why? Because it's bad news and tattoos. He will be defending his title against the one and the only AJ Francis here in Atlanta. We had Odyssey Jones last Sunday. And let me tell you, that is, I know that they say that, Braun Strowman is one big son of a bitch. Odyssey Jones,
big.
He shook my hand and like smacked me up. You know how you do the dap, and he smacked my back. I promise you, I almost wanted to go in the ring and get compensation because that slap, I was like, bro, if you slap me just regular like that, I pray for whoever's going in the ring with you because good luck. And he wrestled in Panda Dunks. That meant like I don't trust a wrestler to not hurt me if they got on Panda Dunks and wrestling, because this man, it was great. But yes, please check it out. Please sit with us. We are a great crowd to be around when it comes to these things. But yes, Carly Bravo, AJ Francis at AWE's Homegrown Special.
Oh wow, this is breaking news here. Didn't know about it. I mean, honestly, this is very breaking
news. Yeah, that's breaking news.
We have no idea. So fantastic stuff there.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. You saw it here first on the NXT review show. So shout out to us. Great job on plugging your stuff, and I hope that you guys check this stuff out because it's fantastic. I have a little audio podcast we record on a Sunday. It's called the Big Pop 30 Podcast. We're on we just did episode 93. We're going to do 94 this weekend, and we are on the road to 100. So I'm very proud of it. So please give it a listen. You can listen to it if you're doing your dishes or doing a workout, using the bathroom. Don't tell me that you're using the bathroom when you're listening to me.
I'm attempting to make a 100 with my fingers.
There we go. See, I'm going to add the 0 right there.
I was trying, but I didn't have. I only got 2 hands, so.
I mean, I do too, but I just curled my fingers, so there we go.
Good job. Real quick, thank you. We are watching on Popular Review. Tomorrow AEW is on, so check them out. Follow our socials on Facebook. I'm saying Twitter still. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch.
Nobody says X.
Yeah, nobody says X. We don't.
It is.
And before we go,
oh, here we go.
I just want to say I saw the clip yesterday and the day before, but Chris Bay is walking again and he's making progress.
I saw it.
So congratulations!
I saw that.
We'd love to hear that.
Yes. I ain't even gonna lie. I shed a tear when I saw him walking. I did shed a tear. We love Chris Bay. We love the Chris Bay Club and all of it, man. And it was
someone who has seen him in person and fell in love with his wrestling and the ABC as one of my favorite tag teams in TNA.
Love that for him. Love that for the young man, and speedy recovers to him.
Yes.
With that all said, I think that's really the show. We want to thank you guys once again. Follow these socials and continue to follow on Popular Review. We thank you. We appreciate you staying up with us. You guys are crazy. This is crazy. I feel like I was at the war show and they said I spoke too much. And that was the fucking rudest thing ever. Someone hit the end because now I'm upset. Matter of fact, hold on. Someone hit end because I'm not.
We just got grumpy.